This is an example of a document which required the termination of a target for the OSGs. It was signed in 1991 by then President George Bush. I'll read this to you so that you understand what it says. It was an activation order activating myself, DG Chip Tatum, codenamed Pegasus. You are hereby ordered into service of the United States government. It has been determined that, and then the name of the target is blacked out, and his nationality is blacked out, has illegally obtained documents which are of vital concern to the security of the United States and selected allies of the United States. It has therefore been determined by finding of the National Security Council that these documents must be recovered. Due to this determination, you are authorized to use whatever means necessary to recover said documents and ensure that this criminal is brought to justice. You are authorized to exceed existing regulations and FTMs to accomplish this mission. If loss of life occurs as a result of the performance of your duties, you shall be exempt and protected from prosecution.
Can you explain what's going on there?
Sure. This particular person had some documents in his possession that could implicate some of the leaders of this country in illegal activities. That's what it came down to. I won't name the name because I don't want to endanger my family from his family in any retribution. To say that we can exceed existing field training manuals and existing regulations simply means that we can shoot to kill. If I do decide that I need to shoot to kill, the last paragraph that states that you shall be exempt from prosecution and means that the United States will exempt me from prosecution under Rule 12.3 of the Federal Code, and protected from prosecution implies that the world courts or other countries, I will be protected from them if they decide to try to prosecute.
Okay. Why are you releasing this document now? Why is it coming out?
I think that the American people need to know the level of what they're dealing with. I think they need to know exactly what to expect. This termination order, because it involved a foreign national, I accepted. If it were for an American national, I would not accept, but there are those in the OSGs that would accept that, and let me explain to you why. OSG members aren't necessarily United States government personnel. We had intelligence officers from Danish intelligence, Turkish intelligence, the Mossad, British intelligence, and other countries. For $25,000 to $50,000 per mission, you can bet that they'll terminate or they'll neutralize whoever they're ordered to do. So as you've just seen in the document that you've just viewed, the OSGs were tasked with neutralizations around the world. Who we neutralized became more and more bizarre as time went on. And I think it's important for you to understand a modus operandi, an MO, that I started noticing with Mr. Bush. When he ran for president in 1988, we received an order to neutralize, now this doesn't mean to assassinate, but to neutralize one person who was gaining favor in the voters' eyes. That man is Gary Hart. Because it was an American citizen, I refused to do it. However, there were others who did not refuse to do that. And now, as a matter of history, we all know what happened to Mr. Gary Hart. He was effectively neutralized by the OSG providing a woman and taping that rendezvous. It was then given to the media and pushed in the media. Had that happened today, the morality of America has changed to the point that I don't think anything would be done about it. But then it was still a vital issue to America. That's my opinion. You may not agree with that, but it's an opinion that's bolstered by an election that just happened. The next instance that I was tasked to neutralize an American citizen was in the 1992 election. I was asked to neutralize a candidate for a third party. This candidate was gaining favor in the voters' eyes. He was growing fast, and he's a person most of us know. His name is Atros Perot.
These young people could cause the American people to regain confidence in their government overnight if they would put this in place, right? Everybody wants our movement to go away, right? What better way to get us to start thinking about it than to do all the things that we felt ought to be done? Okay, now, God bless you both, and I'm dead serious. I'm going to give you a number where you can reach me 24 hours a day, and if anybody starts to pull your chain, you tell them they better be in a deep bunker when we get to it.
I was told to neutralize Perot in a meeting in early 1992, 1991, and I refused to do that. I told them at that time that I would not, and I'm tired of it, and I gave them a copy of a tape of documents that we had made through the years. When I say we, it's myself and several other intelligence officers. We call this our insurance policy. Those documents were given to my handler at the time. He was instructed to pass it on to Mr. Bush, who had given the order for Mr. Perot's neutralization. No, I don't think so. Had I been tasked with it, I simply would have intimidated him into not running for office, and I believe historically, if we're looking at what happened, that intimidation did take place. I did cause word to be given to him during that election that there was going to be a neutralization attempted and that he needed to be aware of it. He announced, I believe, early in the running that there was threats of blackmail made against him, something to do with his daughter, and he decided to drop out of the running. But then in, I believe, August or September of the election year, he jumped back into the running. I had told a good friend who was working out of Tampa, Florida, for the government, and it is my information from him that it was at Saddlebrook Resort in Tampa, Florida, that Mr. Perot was told of the neutralization order.
And this information came from you?
This information did come from me to this federal officer.